Previously on. A blurred view shows a woman in high-heeled boots strutting down the corridor.
Well, these boots are not made for walking.
She takes off her sunglasses.
Excuse me, who are you?
I'm acting sexy.
Did anyone else have that moment when you realized Sharon Carter is Agent 13 of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Coulson is also an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's played by Clark Gregg, who co-starred with Julia Louis-Dreyfus on The New Adventures of Old Christine, and now she's Madam Hydra / Agent 14 of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Has Marvel secretly had their tentacles in everything?
We have our tentacles and everything. That's right, tentacles.
Sam's younger nephew holds the shield while his brother throws fake punches.
Pietro's eyes open.
Hey.
Look back. Hurry, hurry.
Pietro sneaks up to them. The twins run away from Pietro, who uses his powers to zip all over the room and cut them off.
At home, Sam stands over the Wakandan case on his bed. He presses his thumb to a scanner and a purple light glows. A view from behind the case shows Sam slowly opening it.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Hello, my name is Michael, and my pronouns are he, him. I'm recording this on April 23rd at about 2 o'clock in the morning. This is the final episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and this season has been amazing. As a disclaimer, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is rated TV-14 and may contain some flashing light sequences or patterns that may affect photosensitive viewers. There may be sequences featuring references to drugs, violence, or other graphic and suggestive themes. This is not a substitute for watching the actual show. Go watch it on Disney+, because there will likely be spoilers since I'm assuming you've already watched the show. Let's hop into episode 6, One World, One People.
I'm sorry, wait, who are you?
Captain America.
I thought Captain America was on the moon.
Really? People? Oh god. There's probably something in the comics about Captain America being on the moon, and I'm pretty sure Uatu the Watcher is on the moon, but I don't understand why people think Steve is on the moon.
Security quickly ushers the representatives out into another area.
The GRC members went from being like their GRC selves to being called hostages, which they were, but...
Elsewhere, a view through an elevator vestibule's glass wall shows the hostages filing downstairs into a parking garage.
Oh wow, they're actually called hostages now.
Security guards open the back doors of 2 armored trucks, and the hostages load in.
Do they know they're hostages? Or do they still think that they're being escorted out? They didn't know it at the time, but as an audience we do, because of who's all there.
Sam catches the shield as he lands inside wearing a new suit with a silver star in the center of the chest.
Nice!
White material covers his neck and extends up and around his goggles.
I really like how Sam did keep the wings with his Captain America suit, because
Captain America throws his shield through a window and leaps out after it. His new vibranium wings extend and he catches the shield in midair, in the helicopter.
I think it makes the scenes more dynamic, or the fight scenes that he's in, and even the rescues.
Cap ejects the shield from his wing pack, then does a flip as he flings it at the chopper.
He can eject
It
it?
knocks out the passenger window and bounces back to Cap, who grabs it as he flies straight through the aircraft, grabbing the pilot on his way out the other side.
Because, like, during that helicopter scene on the bridge where he doubled back to help the helicopter that got shot down.
He lands them on a bridge, then wraps his huge wings around himself and the pilot. The helicopter bounces off the wings and falls over the side of the bridge before Red Wing sets down the co-pilot.
You know, he's able to create another shield with his wings. And then during the fight with Carly, with him getting pushed back, he was able to use the wings to dig back behind him to help him get more ground and to steady himself.
As she presses her fist to the shield, Cap extends his wings to the floor for traction.
Carly.
She pulls back, then tries to sweep out his legs. Cap cartwheels and flips away nimbly. Bystanders in the stopped bridge traffic cheer, and Cap takes off again. A masked man kicks Sam, now Captain America, into the meeting room.
You cost me
a lot of money.
Now unmasked, George kicks Cap, sending him stumbling backwards.
You guys are gonna have to do something.
Wait, who's George? Isn't he the boyish whatever? So it's weird hearing Batrock's name as George in this when the other times he's been called the boyish leader, the boyish thug.
A boyish hijacker enters the cockpit. The boyish hijacker exits the cockpit. On board, the boyish ringleader leans over Bassan. The boyish LAF leader arrives.
What about him is boyish? I don't understand that. But so to hear him actually be called George in this.
George flips acrobatically. George puts up his wrists and the shield bounces back to Captain America. George boots a chair, knocking the shield out of the air. Cap shuffles backwards, drawing George toward the shield. Cap steps on the edge, flipping the shield into George's face.
It was kind of jarring and confusing because I was like, who's George? Until I actually saw him. I was like, oh, it's Batrock.
She heads off, and Lennox secures a claw-shaped device between the doors. The device clamps down. He pulls on the handles with both hands.
I mean, Bucky, you can clearly see a device on there. Bucky's trying to open up those doors to the armored vehicles. It's like, come on, Bucky, you can clearly see there's something on the thing keeping them closed. Just keep yanking on that door, man.
Outside, Bucky hammers the device sealing the doors with his fist, breaking part of it away. Gripping the handle, Bucky leans away, his face strained with effort as he pulls. The device buckles and the door swings open.
And then it's like, oh yeah, there's something here, let's punch it out. And then, he punches it out and then he's able to open the door. But it's like, come on, Bucky, use your head.
He approaches the representatives. A camera records the conversation.
These labels, terrorist, refugee, thug, they're often used to get around the question why.
Sam's speech, even though it's not about diversity, inclusion, equity, and representation, the fact that it's who are the people around the table making this decision?
But the question is, who's in the room with you when you're making those decisions? Is it the people you're going to impact? Or is it just more people like you?
You need the people who are going to be affected by this at the table helping you, rather than it being a monolithic entity basically dictating what is going to happen.
We can't demand that people step up and we don't meet them halfway.
Seriously, you can do round tables with the community. I mean, yes, it would take several months, but like in this senator's case, he could go to each state and in several counties or however each state is divided up and actually listen to the people and go around, because each part of the country is different in how they view things or what exactly is affecting them.
I mean, this girl died trying to stop you. And no one has stopped for 1 second to ask why. You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up. Because if you don't, the next Carly will. And you don't want to see 2.0. People believed in her cause so much that they helped her defy the strongest governments in the world. Why do you think that is?
The senator averts his gaze.
Showing he actually cares about what the people think, then bringing that to the GRC table of decision making and being like, we've listened to all of our people's concerns. How can we help address all of these? It's not an easy decision, but how can we help as many people as possible?
You control the banks. Shit, you can move borders. You can knock down a forest with the email. You can feed 1 million people with a phone call.
And again, that's a difficult thing to do, and it would take time, but it would help them make a more informed decision.
If you could remember what it was like to be helpless and face a force so powerful it could erase half the planet, you would know that you're about to have the exact same impact.
A A picture of Falcon rips in half to reveal one of Sam beneath.
I loved seeing the change in the end credits, where it's now the Captain America uniform over Sam/Anthony Mackie's image.
A picture of Falcon rips in half to reveal one of Sam beneath. Cut to black. A new title appears. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I really like the series. I did think it kind of wrapped up a little too nicely there at the end, like a little too happy, a little too yay. I don't exactly know how to put it into words or what it is I'm exactly trying to say. I think in terms of Sam and Bucky's life, it wrapped up maybe how it should have. But in the sense of the larger picture, it just seemed like it wrapped up a little too nicely. I think another part is John's quick personality turnaround.
Then John and Bucky step into their path.
Mercy bears richer fruit than strict justice.
It could be seeing that medal or badge that snapped him out of it.
As he holds the shield over himself, John focuses on the military medal welded to the inside rim, then squeezes his eyes shut.
But considering how quick he was to fight the Dora Milaje and Sam and Bucky.
Well, let's put down the pointy sticks, and we can talk this through, huh?
Hey, John, take it easy. You might want to fight Bucky before you tangle with the Dora Milaje.
How do you want the rest of this conversation to go, Sam, huh? Should I put down the shield? Make it fair?
He leans the shield against the column.
You don't want to do this.
It seems weird.
John runs over and sees the armored truck shifting further over the edge. He looks over at Carly, then shuts his eyes and rests his head in his hand before looking up purposefully.
Are you gonna save the people?
From the excavated site, Bucky looks at the armored truck straight above him. It withdraws over the edge of the framework, and John's dented homemade shield falls into the site. A view moves around the vehicle to reveal John pulling it back onto the level steel supports.
Unless it was an ego thing that was tied to the actual shield and the symbol of America.
Every time I pick this thing up, I know there are millions of people out there who are going to hate me for it.
John lowers his gaze.
I'm curious about the future of the MCU. It looks like they're setting up for the Young Avengers, the Dark Avengers, or some sort of Shadow Avengers through Madam Hydra/Valentina, something with the Raft, the Multiverse, and the Ten Rings. I feel like and hope they'll continue with these shows to fully world build the universe and their characters. So I'm looking forward to the Loki series, I think the Hawkeye series, all the other series that are coming to Disney Plus, and the movies when they're available, hopefully being able to see some of them in theaters, but also in the comfort of my own home. And I will see you whenever the next thing happens. Hopefully there will be a behind the scenes, because I really want to see how, like, all the scenes with Sam flying and a lot of some of the other behind the scenes stuff that goes on with the show, like they did with WandaVision. So until then, see ya. This is kind of a random side note, but I mentioned it in the teaser trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because that did not have audio description because it wasn't on Disney Plus. Having the audio description to describe the emotions on people's faces is really helpful, and really, at least for me, helps me get a better sense of what is happening. Like in the end, where Sharon is walking away, and I think it's, her sheepish smile turns into a conniving grin. I would have never picked that up. I saw like her face change, but I couldn't pinpoint that.
As Sharon walks out past the spectators, her sheepish smile grows conniving.
Ooh, conniving. Sheepish to conniving.
3 of her followers, including the goateed man, look down dejectedly. Carly turns to them. He holds eye contact with Carly as her somber face tenses and she tightens her grip on the gun. Her expression vulnerable, Carly looks up into Captain America's eyes. Gentle sobs rack her body before her eyes drift closed. Captain America lifts his solemn gaze to Sharon, who squeezes her eyes shut and takes ragged breaths.